What are dishwashers like? We only hear them in stories. As a Filipino, I only learned about the existence of dishwashers through American TV shows. And thought, why don't we have that? Then comes denial, where I think maybe Americans or Western people are disgusting cause there's no way a machine would clean dishes thoroughly. Then comes anger cause I fucking want one and we don't have it. Then comes bargaining, where I would think I would get out of college and be rich. Buy a condo, live alone, and buy that motherfucking dishwasher. Depression is like 5 minutes ago, as I just finished a mountain load of dishes cause we're like a fucking tribe here, 3 families always eating together cause of tradition, and we're close. Acceptance is now, as I finish writing this, that I would never have the convenience of a dishwasher. Cause that just isn't in my blood. Anyways, how effective are those stupid machines anyway? Dishwasher boy. They're very effective. They use very hot water and detergent to get dishes spotless. They save a bunch of time and make life easier. They're great. There's no way a machine would clean dishes thoroughly. You might be surprised. Dishwashers typically wash at temperatures high enough to sanitize everything inside it. They also use significantly less water than washing dishes by hand. They are very effective. Combination of hot water and detergent with various cleaning agents and abrasive elements scour and sanitize dishes. Can we chip in and buy him a dishwasher? The opposite for me. If a dish doesn't go in the washer, I have a hard time believing that it's clean. They are freaking awesome. I've never had one either. Until last year I took a job as a live-in caregiver. This house has a Bosch dishwasher, and at first, I put the stuff in basically clean. But every month, I pushed it a little bit more. Now, I don't fuss around. I rinse off big stuff. I love this sucker. They're pretty effective. You want to scrape all the chunks of food off the plate first. Though, all a dishwasher is a rack to hold dishes while 2 pipes spin around shooting hot water soap at high pressure. This pretty much does what you'd be doing by hand. I had a crappy one that sucked. Now I have a Bosch and it's fabulous. It does take a long time to wash. Like 2 hours. But I don't care. I can go about my business and not spend the evening washing dishes myself, so it's great and does a much better, more hygienic job of washing dishes than you can by hand, especially since it uses water too hot to put your hands in. I think maybe Americans or Western people are disgusting cause there's no way a machine would clean dishes thoroughly. El Mau, you are hilarious. I actually think the same about handwashing because sponges and washcloths are a breeding ground for bacteria. I pretty much handwash all my dishes anyway and use the dishwasher to sanitize. My dishwasher works pretty well. After years of handwashing, I love it and would hate to go back. My mother-in-law is Filipino, and she used her dishwasher to store pots and pans. I don't even think it is hooked up. I was 55 before I owned one. Wow. Wasted years. Dishes the cleanest they've ever been. They are highly effective. When they're not, it's almost always user error. I would 100% be able to live with the shame of being the only person in my friend group with a dishwasher. My sister years ago gave her a prescription for a dishwasher because her 3 children had so many respiratory issues. Dishwashers use hotter water and less water. Not just my opinion. Fact. Modern dishwashers instruction users to simply knock off food bits. Then load. The only thing I wash first is yolk from a fried egg. That requires hand cleaning. I also put my cutting boards in there when I've cut meat. More hygienic. BTW. The manual for the dishwasher says not to wash before loading. The soap won't have anything to do eat and will therefore ruin the finish on your dishes. I don't get why dishwashers aren't accepted in some communities even if money isn't a problem. Unless you basically boil your hands off washing dishes, you're never gonna get a dish as clean as with a dishwasher. It's better water usage wise, etc. I'm a white dude living with my Filipino wife and her family. And our dishwasher is just additional storage for takeout containers and big pots that don't fit in the cabinets. It used to drive me crazy, but I just stopped doing dishes in protest, so here we are. Just like dishwasher. I used to think washing machine was for lazy people. Until I got one. Poverty can make you think like a caveman. Remember the dishwasher? You'd press it. Boom, there'd be like an explosion. 5 minutes later you open it up. The steam pours out. Donald Trump. Not trusting a machine to wash dishes would be as stupid as doing your laundry by hand because the machine wouldn't get it clean enough, lol. The machine is much better at it than you or I ever will be. Depends on the model. TBH. Some struggle. Some don't. I have an electric hand scrubber for the more stubborn ones. So I can just hold it to the dishes while the motor does the work. So, as of 2 years ago I now have a dishwasher and I feel like going back to all of my previous housemates and apologizing for my dishwashers don't matter. Washing dishes isn't that hard stance. Dishwashers are amazing. I have people over for breakfast once a week and use so many plates, cups, etc. And it takes 5 minutes to load up the dishwasher and everything's cleaned up. It's so much easier. Dishwashers clean at a heat level that will hurt human skin, so yeah, it gets super clean. Look up dishwasher videos, they all come out squeaky clean. Downside of dishwashers: they have a limited capacity. Washing for a giant meal of 3 families would require several DW loads. You can manage a large load better by hand with an assembly line of help. I often wash my dishes by hand if the load is small. It's just my wife and me. I always hand wash my cutting knives and pans. Some pots might go in the machine if there's room. I only run it every 3 days or so, just me and my wife. Here's some downsides. They are slow. Mostly designed around once a day use for a family of 4. You can most definitely hand wash faster. The quiet ones cost, I think I paid around $1,000 for our Bosch Ninja. If something is really dirty, I prefer to wash by hand still. Not sure if it's superstition or if by hand is actually better. But for general dishes like cups, plates, and utensils, they do work perfectly well and reduce water usage. Some of them suck so bad. They're worthless and you should do them by hand. But a dishwasher isn't doing all the work necessarily. You still have to put stuff away. Or leave it in there, I guess, and grab what you need as you go. There's some that are great and some that do just fine if you don't put in too much soap. I am gonna buy a small countertop one soon. Maybe those are cheap enough for you? Best wishes. It also depends on what you do to the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher. Dishwasher soaps say that you don't need to clean off the dishes before you put them in, while people worry that the drain from the dishwasher will get clogged. So, many people clean the dishes in the sink before putting the dishes in the machine that cleans the dishes. They're awesome and save so much time. Just use Rinse Aid and routinely clean the filter every month or 2. People that complain about poor dishwasher performance probably aren't doing those 2 things. Also, some people only run the washer when it's absolutely filled to the brim out of some misguided notion of saving water. But they're already very water efficient and all you're doing is letting the food dry and cake on. And then your dishes may need a second run or a vigorous hand scrubbing. TL Doctor, they really are that amazing.